on the North Hospital, the very suspicious vehicle sitting in the parking lot near the pavilion. No one around the vehicle. It's going to be a white SUV on our license plate.
All right, we're live on the air, so don't swear. All right, backseaters, we're going to give it a few minutes so people can join in. I just called the smartest man in the sheriff's department. That would be Under Sheriff Kyle Mestat. And I told him it's your favorite Under Sheriff. And then he started listing off other people. And I didn't think that was very nice of him. So, you are with Under Sheriff Mike Martin in the unmarked black Chevy Tahoe. And I have my special partner. I don't know what is that. That sounds kind of funny. And Steve Lydon with me. Director Steve Lydon. Oh, Steve, you're breaking the law already. And I'm not sure how to even write that ticket.
I got it.
We were sitting for so long that he didn't put his seatbelt on. We just pulled out of the garage. So, looks like they opened this intersection up again here. Maybe not.
This one? That's all covered up and dug a hole in?
Well, haven't you ever seen the Dukes of Hazzard?
You got a good point.
All I got to do is find a good ramp.
Daisy Duke would get frostbite.
Welcome back, backseaters. We are in the city of St. Paul. You were with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and we were actually live patrolling here. It's, hold on, 28 degrees. I don't know, I don't think it's 28. I think it's lower than that, but we just pulled out of the garage, so we'll see if it drops. But it's chilly out, and but that hasn't slowed things down lately.
No, the key for me is the wind. 28 is beautiful if it's not windy, but you have that wind chill to it, and 28 feels like about 10.
Exactly. Well, now it's 27. It's falling.
That's because yeah.
Yeah, when we pull out of the underground garage, it's heated, so it could be deceptive. We got to wait for it to stabilize here. And but yeah, it's the wind that gets you. The temperature, even when it's like below zero, it could be okay, but the temperature, when the wind chill hits you, is unbelievable.
I just passed Regent's Hospital that was originally called Anchor back in the 60s.
It was Anchor Hospital?
Yep. And then it became Ramsey County Hospital, and then Regents bought it, and they run it with a contract with the county. But right next to it, a lot of people don't know this, is Gillette Children's Hospital.
Yes.
It's on the same block. And the work they do is absolutely incredible.
It's unbelievable. I went there, we went there like 2 years ago to hand out stuffed animals to the kids on Easter. And we had the Easter Bunny with us, the real Easter Bunny. Came and it was a lot of fun, but can't say enough for the women and men that work there and take care of those kids that are suffering, you know.
In 1979, I was a security guard at Gillette Hospital.
Oh.
And his dad came out, and he was just broken up. Just uncontrollable. Got him a cup of coffee, help calm him down. He's got a 6-year-old boy that's having surgery on his leg and his foot that need correction. And it's Christmas time, and he told me, he goes in the boy's room, and he said, "I'm so sorry you're in pain. I wish I could take the pain away from you, and you wouldn't have to suffer." And he said, "Dad, I would never wish this horrible pain on anyone else." Oh my God. That's
heart-wrenching.
Yeah. And for those doctors and nurses to be able to work with these kids every day, day in, day out, and keep a positive attitude, and it's they're remarkable people.
Yeah, it's amazing, the work they do there, and just bringing a little bit of hope and pleasure to what's very tragic circumstances.
When I graduated from high school, I wanted to be a doctor. And neighbor was the head of training at St. John's Hospital, which was a training hospital. So I thought, well, what a great place for me to get a job when I graduate from high school for the summer before I go to college. And I quickly realized, A, I don't like being by sick people. B, a lot of things doctors do I thought were gross. And so I decided, nope, I'm not going to be a doctor. I'll find another thing. So thank God there are doctors out there that do great work.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we see, you know, horrible things and whatever, but, you know, a lot of times, you know, what we see, they load them up in an ambulance and bring him to the hospital, and we don't have to deal with the long-term, you know, taking care of people and their pain and the loved ones and whatever. I mean, we do, but it's different. So they're special kind of people.
Yeah, that's who we are.
We're north on Rice Street. We are just passing Sycamore. I always want to say Sycamore instead of Sycamore.
Because you're from California.
Oh, that's... I don't think we had Sycamores there, but maybe it just... It was one of the first streets I learned when I came here, because obviously the main, like Rice Street and Payne and Arcade and whatever, you know, University. But I went to a bad accident on the corner there, so I got to know that one. That was where I called out as Portable 2007.
Yeah.
Which apparently on this side of the river,
yeah, we don't.
You never say you're on your portable radio. That's from the other side, from my prior career at Minneapolis.
Do they still do that?
Yep.
Okay.
So that you know that they're out of their car, that they're on their portable, as opposed to being on their car radio. So
I kind of like them.
It's not bad. I did it one more time.
Was it
Here
confused?
only. I don't know if she was confused, but I didn't get as much crap the second time as I did the first time. But I wanted them to know I was out because my car was about 2 blocks from where I was.
Yeah.
And I just wanted them to know where I was. So
I ascertain people are out of the car when I can hear them running and wind blowing by their mic as they're trying to, out of breath, give the location and the directions. Or when you hear the guy get on the radio and say, "Can somebody secure my squad?"
yeah,
It's about 4 blocks.
It's about 4 blocks back. Yeah.
So this place, Remington Auto, was created by Jack Remington, who was my next door neighbor. When I was growing up, I babysat for his kids. And Jack and Elaine Remington, really nice people from North St. Paul. Jack was from up in the Iron Range. This guy had magic hands when it came to fixing cars. Very gifted. Could analyze, ascertain, fix them up. Sadly taken away way too early in life with cancer. But John was his son, took over the business, and Elaine, his wife, and Jamie, his son, 2 twin daughters, and great family. So I guess, do you remember when we were driving here this summer?
Yeah, there's Robert Frank.
And the snake.
Yes.
I knew you were going to bring that up. Yes. And
so you got a call later.
I got a message through Facebook that was the guy's son-in-law, I think, that was out with the snake.
Yeah.
I wonder if the snake could come out when it's this
cold.
I
don't know if...
wouldn't think it would be good.
I don't think it's
for the snake.
I don't think this weather is not only natural climate for a snake. I'm convinced it's not natural climate for chubby old cops.
I can tell you that's true. So, but it's too late for us now. So we want to give a birthday shout out to Jim Pence. Jim, we heard it was your 69th birthday today. So you're just a young kid. Wow. A little older than me, a little older than Steve. But happy birthday. Isaac wanted to give you a shout out. And I also wanted to give a shout out to my son Nick, because he celebrated his 21st birthday this week. And he went with my wife Ann and some friends to Nashville. And it sounds like they had a heck of a time. We're going to cross over here to the east side of St. Paul. I am scanning all of the St. Paul channels, the Ramsey County channels, some metro-wide, statewide channels. And yes, this is how quiet it is. So hopefully we will get some action, or we could do some stops.
Courtney, her young brother.
Is it Junior? Or JR?
I think this is Junior. His 13th birthday today. Happy birthday. The new big teenager, a new teenager is out walking the earth.
Oh, gee. Oh, it's making us feel older. A lot of birthdays this time of year. So did you watch any of the football games this weekend?
Oh, did I watch the football games? Oh, my God.
Michigan, Ohio State.
In Michigan, a slight little disagreement at the end of the game.
Jeez.
You know, here's the crazy part. The Ohio coach had a team in the past who did exactly what Michigan did one day. Tried to plant their flag in the middle of the field of a team that they had just beaten. And there was a big fight for that.
Yeah.
And so it's, he obviously learned his lesson not to, about planting flags, but there was such bad sportsmanship on both parts.
It's just,
you lost. And if 2 wrongs don't make a right. So flaunting it with the flag, okay, that's a little overboard with emotions, but it doesn't justify a physical attack on another person.
No.
You've got to be mature enough that you can be swore at, called names. I mean, it's ridiculous when I hear, he disrespected me, so I shot him.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
But that's, unfortunately, some of the culture we see bleed over into these college sports. And it was multiple games that had issues like that this weekend. And hopefully they get a handle on it before it gets too out of control. I mean, I saw they were both fined $100,000.
Schools were.
Both schools, yeah. And I know that's nothing for you, but for me, that would hurt.
Pocket change.
Pocket change for you.
You know, when you have 5 children and more than that many grandchildren, you don't have any money.
Right, yeah.
You know, Grandpa, when I was dad of 5 kids, it was just paycheck to paycheck to keep things going. And now that I got the grandchildren, and you make more money the older you are, right? So you have more when you need it less.
Correct.
I could have really used this income when I had those 5 little kiddies, because I had 5 children, all under the age of 7. And now that I got the grandchildren, well, it's my responsibility to spoil them at every chance I get, and boy, do I do it.
I'll bet, yeah. Spoil them and then send them back to mom and dad.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if many of you remember this, but a few weeks ago, when Mike and I were on Live on Patrol, I made reference several times to my much, much, much older sister. And after several conversations of talking about how I interact with my much, much, much older sister, Mike spoke up and mentioned that, you know, your sister Mary Holman probably isn't that much older than you, I'm guessing. And she's not. We're kind of like Irish twins. And she listens to Live on Patrol, and I get a phone call from her saying, oh, this is your much, much, much older sister. And since Mike defended me and spoke up, he can have a choice of snowballs, fudge, cake. He names it, I'll make it for him to reward him. And I will tell you this, there is nobody on earth that I know that can bake the way my sister Mary bakes. She is very gifted and has made cakes for different events and brought it into the sheriff's office for people. Her homemade from scratch chocolate cake is my mom's recipe. And
well, the fudge.
Yes.
I mean, that was a lot of fudge. It was like a year's supply of fudge. And the last of it got eaten up at Thanksgiving. We actually had to Google to make sure it was still going to be okay. And apparently fudge is good for 3 to 4 weeks if you keep it refrigerated. And if it doesn't look moldy or smell moldy. So, and I'm not really sure the kids, if they even bothered to look or smell it, but they certainly ate it. And which reminds me, I got to get her Tupperware back to her. So,
well, I'm glad you said that, Mike, because I have been accused by my children and my sister that you never got the fudge, that I ate it.
Oh, no, I got it. But what?
There might have been a piece or two missing, but you did get it.
We're gonna head back over to Central. There's a fight at 444 Maryland, and we'll head that way until it's cleaned up. We're a ways off, but it's more exciting than listening to us tell stories. But no, definitely, I've been in possession of the fudge since the day it came.
We have one shot fired there.
Oh, there's a shot now, huh?
Yeah, there's shot fired now. All parties are fleeing on foot.
Well, I think I would flee on foot too if there were shots fired. So we'll step it up here to code 3. Until we hear code 4 over there. We're actually coming from Payne, but up here soon will be Maryland, and then we'll go west. Switch over to channel 2.
Channel 2 now.
Okay, good. So it's a good idea to have some redundancy when it's 2 old guys in the car.
Copy, 1452.
You're right.
Cool, good job, Pat.
139, checking your status.
I've learned from the best.
You can't be count clear, right, though?
139, no change, still trying to get the driver.
That's taken. So we're going to 444 Maryland.
It's a convenience store.
West Maryland. It is a convenience store. I would, for lack of a more appropriate term, call it a problematic.
It has had it's more than its share of calls. Oh, he's going to stop right there on you. Gave you room for you get by the medium. That was nice of him.
Nice of him. We'll see if anybody here is nice enough to get out of my way. There goes another St. Paul squad way up ahead of us.
Yep.
You may be able to see. So this is going to be a traffic jam. So we're going to do something a little
139. If anyone's available looking like this, you can bring it by. I can log in. Just need it. There's one behind us. I'll check what's not sure. Is there a central squad that has an IBIS I can assist with? Negative response at 1459. IBIS. $59.98. $59.98. I'm EOT, you can lead 50. Hold 4 out on the board. Copy, 1520.
Three, 1 on 1.
Go ahead.
I can bring an IBIS to somebody if they tell me that.
139, did you copy?
139, is that somebody saying they have an IBIS?
331 does you still need it?
Yeah, it's 331 is something back.
You're trying to copy. Can you clear me a report from the call that I'm on and put me on the other one?
Okay.
So we've been out here with St. Paul PD. Somebody let me know if we're back live streaming. We're looking for shell casings where they said that the fight was and one shot was fired. And we haven't found anything yet, so...
265.
265.
I'm currently reviewing the camera footage. Can you let me know Zulu Hotel Lima, 358 to the call?
It started back. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, good. Cool. Thank you, smart man. I appreciate it. So we're looking for shell casing. There was one shot fired. Obviously, if it was a revolver, we wouldn't necessarily see that. Or, I'm sorry, find a shell casing. But we're looking around. St. Paul Squad is inside checking the cameras inside and the store. And we will be back out in a second. Or in a minute.
Tango Transport.
5283 Tango.
I want to dial mail to the LEC, starting mileage 89.
Copy, 1503. I copy, took the 3565 19 driving at 327 at 1503.
$50.24.
5284.
To myself and A2 are clear. Please hello.
Copy, 1503.
$265.
265.
The suspect is going to be a black male, about 25 years old, and he's wearing a black jacket, black jeans, and a red hat, winter hat.
This is like copy suspect from the shots fired. It's going to be a black male, 25 years old, wearing all black with a red winter hat at 1506.
50-24, I'll take the medical advice.
Copy 1506. I copy took over 3026 Lexington Avenue North, Unit A6 for a detached garage that occurred within the last week at 1507.
$56.72 arrived, ending mileage 76. Just like,
Go ahead.
video shows the suspect pointing the gun at the victim, but it's unclear if he shot him or not, or if he even shot around.
Copy at 1508.
Change this to a DOC and clear advice.
Copy at 1508.
$52.81 Daniel, clear aboard. Squad 5672 is still out.
Copy 1508.
50-24 right?
Alrighty.
Copy 1508.
Backseaters. We are back. We did not find any shell casings. There was a
206.
a fight right out here, right outside the door.
Just a little bit more info. That suspect here from 444 Maryland's got a red hat with looks like white stars, larger stars on the hat itself. Gray hooded sweatshirt underneath a black puffy jacket.
Big truck.
Jersey left, westbound Maryland.
It's just a
Go
propane
ahead, that left as well, please.
Nothing bad would happen.
Copy. An informational list was on a shot fired from 444
Yeah,
Maryland.
Mexico.
Suspect left
Yeah.
going westbound on Maryland and Minnesota license to Louisville Hotel Lincoln.
Oh, but
358 gray Chevy
just
Impala
don't get it
pointed
to
the gun at the victim, unknown if he shot it or not. It's going to be a black male, 25 years old.
Well, I'm glad we, see, you always come until you hear code 4, even if you're that far away. There was only one officer that was able to get here at the time. And you don't want to leave a guy alone in case a suspect decides to come back to try to collect evidence he forgot. Somebody's hiding, thinking, hey, there's only one cop here, I guess I can get him, I can get out, if that's a safety concern. So you just want to get there.
Right. Well, and then the next squad that showed up was a training.
Yeah.
So he was training a new officer, which is great. So the sergeant who showed up, great guy. I'm not going to use his name only because I don't want to front him without telling him.
Yeah.
But we watched the video inside. They have very good video of the incident, and he knew the suspect by name. So
There you go.
that was the main instigator. So that's good. So they can put that info out. They'll put the info and probably some still photos from the incident out to the street coppers and see if they can't find the young man who kind of instigated the fight. So, but yeah, like Steve was saying, this is why we go till we hear that it's code 4, because you never know where other squads are, and you don't want someone out by themselves on a call like that.
Yeah. You think back to a horrible moment when I'm on 94 and 120 at night, and Sergeant Gill gets into a slow pursuit with a vehicle from St. Paul, and so I'm heading that. It's a slow pursuit to get away. They're not stopping clearly, and I'm all of a sudden shot.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, thank God I've been heading that way. Just safety in numbers, you want to get there. The officer is good for the citizen that could be a victim, and it increases the chance that people that are breaking the law, hurting people, can be apprehended and held accountable for their behavior.
Right. Portable radio's up pretty high.
Not according to my ears.
So we're going to stay over in this general area just because now you got 3 cars tied up over there. And so if something else happens in this district, they may be short. So also, I don't know what time their shift change is, but it's got to be close.
I'll give a quick shout out to Jerry Bloomberg. Used to be Sherry or excuse me, Jerry Bloomberg, used to be Jerry Baker. She grew up in North St. Paul, was a good friend of the Leiden family. She watches from Arizona. We have a lot of people watching. We had one guy mention he's a new backseater and he's from the UK.
Awesome. Here's what we should
That'd
do.
be the United Kingdom, Mike.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somewhere in University of Kentucky or something.
That was low.
You know what we should do is we'll go to Arizona and patrol, and they can come up here and watch.
I like that idea much better.
It's a little chilly out. It's 23, so I think we're probably at the accurate temperature now.
I will say the wind was not bad. Combing the parking lot looking for that casing was not bad.
Nah, it was fine. Plus, it makes you feel like you're actually doing something.
But
So,
trying
I know.
to. Always trying.
Minneapolis had a homicide over the weekend
52,
where
27
I'm not sure they know
for a medical 6-year-old female that was in
what happened, but a female was shot and dumped
52, you want to take
south side, and
Is this how the family found her?
yeah, and then the family found her through tracking her phone.
Yeah.
And
How terrible.
just horrible. Yeah, I don't know. My
My
understanding is, she was frozen, which of course is. I mean, it's been cold out, so especially overnight. So, I went to a homeless person who had died and froze to the sidewalk once, and they had to have the fire department come to help, basically heat up the body so that they could remove it.
It always impresses me with what respect the fire department, the medical examiner, police officers always show the deceased.
Yes, yeah.
They act as if it was their brother, sister, mother, father, because they know it is somebody's brother, sister, mother, father, and the care and the respect they give to the deceased is quite commendable.
Yeah, I mean, that's showing some dignity to, that deceased person, as we all deserve.
Yeah.
And, I've many times, I've told people that in 1995, which was the record murder year in Minneapolis, where we were called Murderapolis, there were officially 97 homicides that year. I would argue there were 98 because there was a lady who wasn't found till New Year's Day. But
killed prior.
Yeah, but I believe she was killed prior. But anyway, and I was on the scene of 63 of those homicides that year.
So you're telling me in 63 homicides, the common denominator was you?
Ooh, don't tell the profilers. Yep. So
that's a tough year, Mike. That was a tough year.
The point I was trying to make, Steve, was that most of those were gang related.
Yeah.
They were gang members and drug dealers killing each other, right? And yet we still, every one of those was a tragedy for that person's family. I mean, there's someone's son or daughter.
As we know from being in this business this long, nobody is all bad.
Right.
Just as nobody's all good.
Hold on just a second. There's a chase going on.
We are continuing eastbound on 40th through Abbott. We are approaching the Parkway.
So
30.
South Minneapolis, Abbott.
Jacket.
Sounds like. Unless there's an Abbott in Robbinsdale too. So
249 to 265. Go to 4.
But we'll let you listen to that chase. It's on a statewide channel.
26, I'm up behind you.
Copy. We are eastbound 40th through Thomas.
So they're in Robbinsdale.
So 50 through Russell. Like over there. Southbound on 10. He has no tires.
That won't last long.
The tires, flight is not available.
Back off a little bit.
So
I'm backing off a bit. We are approaching Dowling, so going southbound.
So now they're going into the north side of Minneapolis.
Business district. Is that
on Dowling? There's businesses there.
I have to off my lights and siren. I still have eyes on from my distance. He is slowing down quite a bit. I think he's going to try to pitch it here in a minute. We are eastbound 37 from Penn.
Now you had
Mail. Doors are opening.
You were the inspector in the north side, right?
Yes. Yep. So they're bailing on the north side. They're up. If you know the area, they're just west of North Memorial Hospital.
So quite often, they'll call out the location that they see them at to try to set a perimeter up.
3931.
And
I'm sorry, what's the location?
Then do the search for them.
Target, please.
I'm going to switch over to LTAC 1 just so we don't get the interference from the other channels. So yeah, so they'll set up a perimeter.
Where'd they go?
Oh, no location at the time.
They will try to
Cases have you bailed in the alley of 3700 Dowling. Do you know how many occupants are in the vehicle?
There's 3 at this time. We have 1 in the vehicle still.
Copy 3 occupants, 1 in the vehicle still.
I believe it's going to be 3710 Dowling perhaps.
So they'll set up a perimeter, try to contain the suspects in that perimeter, and then they can search on foot for them or use a canine to track them, which is likely what they will do.
And a lot of times when we hear...
There's going to be a black male, late 20s.
1261, I'm in the area. Can help with perimeter. What do you need?
If we hear of a chase...
We got footprints going to the east, so let's hit a perimeter set up to the east from us. We're in the alleyway just south of 37th in between Dowling.
So I don't know if you could tell, but we have fresh snow on the ground, so that always helps. Tracking footprints.
May have to put the thing.
May I have a advice for the canines?
There you go.
Copy. We are going to be between Newton and Oliver, 3700 block. We need to squad set up perimeter to the east, and may have to assist for the second area. Pretty low. I definitely want to assist.
Contact. Yeah, those 45 plane calls will be in the area shortly. There's 3 to the LTAC 1 through the main. Copy. We'll be clearing the patch of LTAC 1, moving up to LTAC 1. H12 1 is now clear. There's 3.
There's a squad coming up behind us, and we'll let them pass. Not sure where they're going, but wherever they're going. They're in a hurry, so. So they're launching a drone. They got a perimeter set up. They got a canine. Steve, what does the drone do in a case like that?
What you do is you'll go up and you'll start at the location where they were last seen, and you'll fly a grid pattern in the direction they headed in. On a day like today, you'll go to infrared.
Did you get a good look at the other accidents?
You'll go to infrared because the body heat will light up big time with this cold weather. And
I did not follow.
so you'll look for a heat signature of human, either running or hiding, and then you direct foot officers to that location.
They're all wearing darker clothing.
If it's canine out,
The only one I saw looked like a male driver.
I'll fly over the canine officers, looking
Canine is arriving. Where can I meet you?
2-3 yards in front of them and on both sides.
Of 3707 Newton.
That way, if the suspect hears the dog coming, tries to run, or somebody's trying to ambush the canine officer, I'll see them and can warn them ahead of time, or tell them there's a deer up in front or there's a dog in the yard next to you. Just one more tool to try to get things done. But the best police work, as you know, is boots on the ground.
Absolutely. If there's a deer and it's deer hunting season, can you use a drone?
No.
The answer is no. So, but I just thought I would try to be funny.
But
it wasn't that funny. But what if it was a big deer?
Well, you know, sometimes for the safety of the deer.
Yesterday, my dogs were going crazy, and I couldn't figure out why. It was the middle of the day, and I went to the sliding glass door, and there were 3 deer standing right in my backyard.
Were they down by the lake? Or?
Like halfway down the backyard. So we're on University Avenue going westbound.
Going over the 36 and Morgan area. You most likely went to the east.
We're going to let you keep listening to the search for the suspects here.
Okay. 8394.
Copy.
So I'll tell you, Minneapolis and St. Paul have this whole perimeter, setting up a perimeter and searching down to science.
Yeah.
And now that you have the drones, that's a game changer.
Yeah. Somebody's asking how many drones.
Yes, please.
Katie's asking. Does each county have? There's no set number. Drones are becoming much more daily use routine. Anytime there's a new.
Were you able to get a good description of the driver at least?
Looks like a quarter white male with brown hair.
Anytime new technology comes out,
So just on you be able to idea.
there's always a great bit of caution on how you use it, deploy it,
Yeah, I can do that.
use laws to regulate it. All that was done through the legislature, and you had a lot of people asking questions and want to know about privacy and stuff. And then, of course, most of them realize there's already police helicopters out there. The drone can't do anything to that level.
No.
So they've just been extremely helpful in finding lost children. people with dementia or Alzheimer's that are lost?
Yes.
4153 transport miles 1.
That 86-year-old lady that was missing the other day that had dementia, it was believed she had left her assisted living home just wearing a robe or a nightgown or something, and it was pretty cold out, and we used drones in that situation looking for her. Turned out she was in the building.
We have an alarm going
in
off
another
in the
room,
rear of.
but had she been out, we have many times used the drones to find people that were lost or missing, little kids too.
3931 confirm you said 2153 Crestwood.
We have the case where Nunn, who was convicted of kidnapping, carjacking, his case in Everton Hills, which led to another case when we were out a carjacking, and when the suspects were fleeing, they threw a dog out the window on a freeway.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
To try to distract the cops. And we went back looking for that dog, and the next day the drone guys, Commander Eastham and I think Sergeant Young from patrol went out, and they saw a heat signal, and then they went and checked it out, and they found tracks that led them to the dog under a tree. So the dog didn't freeze to death. And it's just, the drones are very, very helpful. We've used them. They can't see in depth in water, but in emergency situations, you're looking for somebody that may have drowned. You can cover a lot of ground with the drone from the air and clear a beach area or clear a lake, shore area a lot quicker with the drone than you can on foot.
Right.
And in some cases when we're working in conjunction with the helicopter, a drone can fly down under a bridge, can fly down under trees and so forth that the helicopter can't. So it's just, again, another tool that helps try to keep people safe and make sure guilty people are found and apprehended. The quickest way to reduce crime is to arrest the people committing the crimes.
Really?
Yeah, well,
I'm acting surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't telling you that. I know you knew that.
I know, quick. No, I know.
What a small percentage of guys commit the majority of the crimes.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
You hear that, but when you get in the field and you see it every day, the same people arrested. The same
When you can stand inside a convenience store and look at surveillance video, and the cop says, "Oh, that's so and so," it tells you something about it.
Yeah, no, it's sad. We just had an incident over the weekend. A couple of juveniles that we ran into several years ago that we started tracking were constantly stealing cars, getting arrested, released, getting arrested, released. They'd be on probation with an ankle bracelet. And they still steal cars. Wearing a GPS ankle bracelet.
4540 Road.
And we would arrest them and they would arrest them and they get out. They send them away, trying to get them in a treatment center. Some might argue they send them too late. Some argue it didn't work. But just this weekend, got involved, where they pulled guns on people, held them down, pistol whipped them. They're adults now. And it's same kids arrested 30 plus times in a 2 to 3 year period, and now they're adults and committing violent, serious crimes.
Well, and here's the deal is, had they been held accountable for their earlier crimes, they wouldn't be in this position. But now, they're going to be held accountable as adults, which means they're going to end up going to prison, most likely, for what they did.
These kids...
And you know, we act like we did them a favor, not us, but the judicial system, by letting them go the first time.
There's great research by the Juvenile Delinquency and Prevention of the Department of Justice that did a big study after the juvenile crime spike in the late 80s, early 90s, and they found that juveniles that have 5 interactions with police, maybe not arrest, but the police get called, the police deal with them, because the tendency is don't arrest a juvenile unless you absolutely have to. But if you have 5 interactions as a juvenile with police, you need treatment. You need to be confined in a secure treatment facility for mental health, cognitive thinking, drug abuse, chemical dependency, mental health issues, and to make sure you are functioning at the grade level you belong at. And when you don't do that for these kids, you're really not helping them at all. And that's, we closed Totem Town, Hennepin County closed their juvenile program. But thankfully, Ramsey County figured out that was a mistake, and they're working to, with the legislature, and they're starting to plan to build smaller facilities that are specially designed to deal with certain needs of mental health or whatever.
Intensive treatment homes.
Yeah, these are great ideas.
And right now, as we speak, or just before, the sheriff is at a press conference where they're talking about these Minnesota intensive treatment homes, where take a handful of kids that are the most at risk and give them the treatment that they need, and hopefully get them back.
We're talking about the one that occurred an hour ago.
The right path. So,
and I give credit to John Troy and Sheriff Bob Fletcher for taking the lead, saying, you know what, we need these facilities. Let's read. Break up open. Let's get this going. And you know, there's 2 schools of thought. One big facility, put everybody in it, or specialized smaller facilities. I like that concept. It's what the county is looking at now, and I just give a lot of credit to be able to recognize that and then do the work to follow through. There's a lot of people in the criminal justice system that knew it wasn't working, but didn't do anything about it. And I really appreciate the effort of the sheriff and John Troy, working with getting the county to understand it and join in.
65 copy.
And
the new county manager, Becker,
So you're aware of the actual
Deputy Gloria Reyes, they get it, and they're helping us move forward on that. So
yeah, and I don't think the people in the past that held positions, say trying to hurt these kids, they had an idea, they tried it, it didn't work. Sadly, there was no help for it, but now we will. And learn from history so you don't repeat it, right?
good point. I'm gonna write that one down. All right, learn from yourself. Oh, I don't want horse too much, but imagine if you went to your doctor and you had a tumor, a cancerous tumor.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you know what? Sometimes those will go away, so we're just gonna not do anything about it, or hey, we're gonna remove it, but we're not gonna do the radiation that's needed to keep it from growing back, or whatever. I mean, we can't tie our own hands on options and expect to be successful because every kid's different.
Exactly. And put your head saying you're doing the same. That's not. So I think it was Einstein said if you continue to do the same thing expecting different results, it's the definition of insanity. And we have sane people in office. We have sane people as county managers. We have sane sheriffs and county attorneys, and they really put their head together. And
to fight boredom, I'm going to pull this guy over for not stopping at that stop sign.
yeah, that's a busy street. People get hurt.
Although I will say, apparently those Subarus, can pretty much get totaled and be just fine. I saw a commercial.
$300 your muffled. Keep going.
All right, so I'm just going to run his license here quick. He was very cool and apologetic. He said he was going a little too fast, and he tried to stop, but it slid through, and then he just continued. So we're just going to make sure he's not wanted for some major crime or something, and
Yeah,
then
it's slippery
send
out
him
there.
on his way.
I'll take one.
New message. New
Can I
message.
keep the channel? Are you ready to clear it?
No, you're glad. Clear. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take one that's downstairs. 1940.
He's valid. The car registers to him. Everything's cool.
Just hit a patch of ice. That happens, right?
We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Just tell him to be a little more careful.
Yeah, 720. Can you mark drone watch?
Copy.
What they've been for?
So it's funny,
This with the central.
you never know what you're getting on a routine stop like that.
Yep.
And I've had DOC fugitives, people wanted for murder. Guy wanted, I was live on patrol one night when I stopped a car just because it had a taillight out. And the guy turned out he had a PC pickup out of St. Paul for a shooting.
Proactive police work
And,
is really results in a lot of guns getting off the street and people wanting getting off the street. And it's a basic staple of good police practice and theory. And it's important that officers understand that and they continue that type of safe approach because you don't know who you're walking up to with that car.
Well, and you can't, it's how you detect crime and apprehend criminals. And I had that guy, so I stopped him one Friday night, tail light out. Turns out he's wanted by St. Paul PD for a shooting. I don't know what happened with that case, but then about a month later, maybe 6 weeks later, I had Sergeant Jim Chin riding with me. And there's a call up on Wasabi in Maplewood of someone in a car waving a gun around, and We beat the Maplewood cars there, although kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was the same guy, and he had a gun and a couple ounces of fentanyl, powdered fentanyl.
I remember that
and
arrest.
thousands of pills. And that guy just was sentenced not too long ago to, I forget how many years in federal prison because he had a criminal history too. So Trey Krill Smith was his name. So
Well, the days are getting shorter, aren't they?
they sure are.
You know, I lived out in Laughlin for a couple years. Sunny every day. I do miss the sun in the wintertime. It's so cloudy overcast. So all you people down in Florida and down in Nevada, enjoying your snowbird lifestyle, Gary Holden, Phil Morat, guys like that. Enjoy the sun. We don't have it right now. We have cloudy overcast.
Yes. Guys doing a good job of shoveling the sidewalk.
They fixed that building up nice, kitty corner from us over on Arcade and Rice at Jackson Hewitt. They did a nice job on that.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see a building get brought up to date and refurbished rather than just tore down and build a new one.
Right, yeah. And this Excel Energy building has been operational for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, Vries, report up on 3rd Street.
800 Rice Street, new apartment building up there the last couple years. We've been there a few times.
A few dozen times.
But the management did a good job. When they find criminal behavior, they move them out and tell them, just, if you're going to act like that here, you can't live here.
Right.
So they do a good job.
Yeah. Again, hold people accountable for their behavior.
Yeah. And it works well together. I got to tell you that, people got to remember, fighting crime is not the police job. Fighting crime is the community's job, and the police are part of that community effort. But you need people to see something, report something, license plate numbers.
Yeah.
Cops can't do it alone. You can't do it alone, but together we can do it to get the job done.
No, we rely on each other. That's for sure.
And overall, you have to remember,
3950.
and I tell people this all the time, just being born in America, you get the lottery ticket.
Yeah.
This is the greatest country in the world. Is it the perfect country? No. But it's better than any other. We try to make it better. We're improving. We're advancing. You have more opportunities, no matter who you are, what your background is. You have more opportunities in this country than anywhere else. That's why people try so hard to break into this country, because of the opportunity. If you're willing to work hard, study, and apply yourself, you can pretty much do anything you want with very little limitation. I'm not going to be a nuclear scientist. I'm really smart, but I'm not genius smart. If you don't believe me I'm smart, mate, just ask me. I'll tell you.
I was going to say, yeah, I think you're smart. We got the smartest man. You could be number 2. Maybe we should have a smart down, like a contest.
A Jeopardy game?
See, yeah, but with different categories, Oh, although there might be a few other people that would challenge us.
I've got a
We have
nephew,
some pretty
Devin.
smart people here.
I got a nephew, Devin, who has children that I tell you, they are. Devin's smart. Devin's kids are really smart. And it reminds me of a TV show where this family had 2 or 3 kids, and they were all geniuses. Mom and Dad were just, regular mom and dad like us, right? But these kids were super geniuses. And their 12-year-old is going to a school dance. And so the dad says to him,
I think we're good right now.
So Dad says to him, well, we better sit down and have a little talk about the facts of life, about, how you behave and about reproduction. And the 12-year-old goes, oh, sure, sit down, grab a chair. What is it you want me to tell you?
Yep. There you go.
I don't remember what was there. Was that a bank?
There was a church and there was a big church there, and on the corner was just a parking lot.
Okay. This was the new office building, a $2 billion office building, which I guess they thought they needed, although I hear there's a lot of empty buildings in the city of St. Paul.
Yeah, don't get me started. All right.
Oh,
We need our own Minnesota version of Doge.
there you go.
Department of Government.
County
What is
President
it?
of Bristol, that was St. Paul East. Pretty silver Kia Sorrento, Golf X-ray Sierra 116, stolen with keys while warming up, only 50%.
How about a location where it was stolen? 1641 Hazelwood, it looks like. Yep, Kia
Black Cherokee.
Sorrento.
Is that the Black Jeep Cherokee?
Nope,
No place?
nope, it's this
Oh,
one.
you can describe it as silver Kia.
Sorrento.
Got a possible plate, but not a confirmed plate.
This must be the confirmed plate that's in the call.
Got it.
That's the problem, is we have way too many sources of info. If you could get some of that AI stuff working.
I just confirmed the confirmed plate. Yeah, regular artificial. You need intelligence and stuff.
They're still trying to figure out who the suspect was from the light rail murder. shooting on the Green Line.
2 murders within what? 8 days of each other?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's another area, and I know citizens have made it very clear they're outraged at the level of crime and behavior on the light rail and the buses, and they're demanding that the administrations of the
Met Council.
Met Council step up and do it. Now they're talking about maybe we need to reduce the fees and we'll get better ridership. And the citizens are saying no. Put police on there. Make sure people are paying. Don't allow the type of activity of drug sales or fights and
enforce the public order.
Yeah.
Crimes, the disorderly conduct and smoking and the drug dealing and everything on the light rail. And you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A big part of it is you have to have the will. You know what? I want to weigh 180 pounds, but you know what?
Yeah.
That requires some tough decisions, right?
Exactly.
And they want safe transportation. Well, that requires tough decisions if you're not willing to do it. I mean, you know, you look at what happened back in the 90s in New York, in the subway system, when you had Giuliani and Bratton and those guys, they cleaned it up because they were willing to make those sacrifices and those tough decisions, and you know, but it takes some political will. If you're sitting in an office somewhere,
The black Jeep.
oh, right now,
Yeah. With a piggy.
I don't know if they're picking it, but I'm gonna flip around here. We'll head over that way. If you're sitting in an office somewhere and you're not willing to say, hey, we want our officers to enforce these and we don't care, we're not going to tolerate it, or we don't want our officers to do that, then it's not going to happen. Do you have a key fob for down the fuel pumps down here? Do you have a key fob for the fuel pumps down here?
In my car.
Okay, because I need gas.
Okay.
I didn't realize I was that low. So that's unlike me, by the way. I had forgotten I was going to go there this morning up Hardin Hills, but was running late. But yeah, you can't sit in an office and hope that magically crime is going to go away on light rail. It's not how it works.
No, and sometimes I have to remind myself, and I do remind other people in law enforcement who does this. Police, mayors, governors, they don't set the bar of tolerance of crime. It's the citizens who we work for.
Yeah.
And they set the bar. And that's why they've held meetings saying, your bar is not low enough. You're allowing too much illegal activity. You're not supervising enough. You don't have enough observation and enforcement there, and we demand you step it up. And the council, you're not, ridiculously low intelligence to be on that. So you're smart enough to know we're going to have to step it up. We're going to make sure people know that you're going to behave on the light rail. You're going to pay to be on the light rail. You're going to pay to be on the bus. And we're going to make it safe. And then your ridership will come back.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is that there's too much of a separation between the community that has to use public transportation and the Met Council, who are all appointed.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't even know if any of them live in those neighborhoods. But I tell you, it was heart-wrenching to hear some of the stories of the citizens that came out.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna shut it down for tonight. Appreciate you being with us. We got to get some gas, otherwise you're gonna be watching us push my Tahoe here.
Us?
Well, you could steer and I'll push. So, and then we'll just have to take a break every 10 feet. Yeah. So, thank you so much for sticking with us, and we will see you again.
Have a great.
Your donkey of the day.
Donkey of the day for Monday, August 15th goes to Steve Leiden. Steve is the former superintendent of the Ramsey County Adult Detention Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, and that's where Derek Chauvin, or as I like to call him, Devil Chauvin, that murderer, that sick, sadistic individual who kept his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Actually, the body camera footage showed it was 9 minutes and 20 seconds, but you know the evil human I'm talking about, Devil Chauvin, okay? That's where he was being held at. And back on May 29th, 2020, Steve Leiden banned COs of color from entering the 5th floor where Chauvin was being held. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. America has no idea how to punish whiteness. All right, they have no idea how to punish whiteness or racially motivated hate crimes like this, because black people and other marginalized communities dying at the hands of racists like Devil Chauvin, that's been happening since the beginning of time. And this country has absolutely no idea how to properly punish them. Even when they get punished, in the case of Devil Chauvin, they get preferential treatment from somebody, okay? Has this former superintendent, Steve Leiden, never thought about the thousands of black men who have been locked up and, watched over by racist-ass white COs? Of course not, right? Because a black man being locked up and watched over by racist
Yo, listen up, yeah, it's the 80s, man, we keep it real. But you better know the deal, cause if you step wrong, you dying for dissing. I'm rolling up slick in my all-black ride. Bass so loud, make the whole block slide. You wanna talk big, but you can't back it up. Flexing like a king, but got no crown, no guts. Messing with the crew, you got something to prove. Acting all tough, thinking you got the groove. But this ain't no game, we keep it hardcore. Better watch that mouth or you're out on the floor. You dying for dissing, can't you see? Messing with the best, that's the recipe. Step to the mic if you're ready to lose. Cause in the rap game, we make the rules. Gold chain singing, got the moves, got the style. Been running this game since you were a child. Throwing out shade, yeah, talking that smack. But when we come round, better step back. Putting on the front like you run this scene. But you don't know what dying for a dissing means. All that bark, but you got no bite. In the heat of the battle, I'll be the knight. You dying for dissing, can't you see? Messing with the best, that's the recipe. Step to the mic if you're ready to lose. Cause in the rap game, we make the rules. Listen up, rookie, take a good look. This ain't just rhymes, it's a verbal hook. Every line like a left, every beat like a right. Mess with the best, then you'll be out of sight. I'm cruising down the street, feel the vibe, feel the beat. Pay respect, don't fake, keep the lyrics sweet. You think you're the king, but you're out here wishing. Step wrong, get gone, time for dissing. Don't try to step up if you can't keep the flow. This game ain't soft, it's rough and it shows. One last chance if you wanna stay in the mix. But mess up again, you'll be gone real quick. So take a step back, learn the lesson well. You mess with the best, then it's farewell. Next time you wanna diss, think twice, my friend. Cause the rap game's ruthless and this is the end.
The Sparks Patrol.
C major funky pop roll. Rolling through Ramsey in their unmarked ride. Ashley and Nicole keeping crime in stride. A Durango stealthy, black as the night. Speeders and thieves don't stand a chance in sight. Trailer check spins on strollers too. No suspicious item escapes this crew. They float to pursuits, quiet as ghosts. Nicole calls the shots while Ashley coasts. The Sparks Patrol, taking control. Ramsey County's finest on a justice roll. Ashley keeps quiet, or Nicole might scream. They're the dynamic duo of the sheriff's dream. Nicole's got style and community's praise. Her assets have the town in a constant daze. Ashley's the calm, Nicole's the spark, lighting up Ramsey even in the dark. But there's ASW, the internet's fan, a stalker with a plan, a real odd man, sneaking to sniff Nicole's car seat when she's gone. But the Sparks Patrol won't let him linger long. The Sparks Patrol, taking control. Ramsey County's finest on a justice roll. Ashley keeps quiet, or Nicole might scream. They're the dynamic duo of the sheriff's dream. When sirens blare and the chase is on, they float like phantoms till the crooks are gone. Stolen cars, baby strollers, it's all fair game. Ashley and Nicole are carving their name. They've got Bob Fletcher grinning ear to ear. Those Sparks girls, he says, bring justice near. From trailer parks to highway lanes, Ramsey's safest with them on the reins. The Sparks Patrol, taking control. Ramsey County's finest on a justice roll. Ashley keeps quiet, or Nicole might scream. They're the dynamic duo of the sheriff's dream. So here's to the Sparks, the legends we know. In their Durango, they steal the show. Crime doesn't stand a chance when they're around. With Ashley and Nicole, Ramsey's safe and sound. But ASW, you better beware. The Sparks are watching, they're always aware. The community cheers, their love won't wane. Ashley and Nicole, driving justice's lane.
Bob Fletcher, Ramsey's pride and shame, rolls through town with a shiny new flame. A Ford Explorer, dual turbos ignite by 500 horses, but he won't take flight. Emergency calls, sirens should wail, but Bob's slow cruise leaves justice to trail. Granny on a Sunday, knitting in hand, drives with more urgency across the land. Rolling code 245, never code 3. Bob's in no hurry, just let it be. St. Paul's real cops will beat him to the scene. Bob's just a rolling dream machine. When Bob does show, it's a comedy act. Sidekick Patrick Scott takes up the slack. Handle the paperwork, Pat, Bob will say, while he's fumbling his mace in a clumsy display. One time at a brawl, Bob made his play, pulled out the spray, but Pat saved the day. Those savings a stretch, cause here's the trick. Bob sprayed poor Pat and the suspect split. Rolling code 215, never code 3. Bob's in no hurry, just let it be. St. Paul's real cops will beat him to the scene. Bob's just a rolling dream machine. His cruiser's a beast, a predator on wheels, but Bob's foot's too light. Here's the deal, lights flashing bright, but the speed's all show. By the time he arrives, the action's a no-go. Pat's got the bruises and stories to tell of Bob's misfires and his macing hell. Yet the sheriff's still rolling in his grandma's way, a legend of slowness, come what may. Rolling code 215, never code 3. Bob's in no hurry, just let it be. St. Paul's real cops will beat him to the scene. Bob's just a rolling dream machine. So if you're in Ramsey and you need some aid, pray St. Paul's finest ain't too late, cause Sheriff Bob Fletcher's taking his time. Rolling code 2.5, one slow ride at a time.
Attention Ramsey County, if Officer McDonald is on the move, buckle up!
Darren McDonald's tearing down the street. Lights are flashing, bass drops to the beat. Face melting faster than his need for speed. A rave in his mind, the law's creed is his feed. He talks like he's sipping on a little too much, but it's just his style with that out-of-sync touch. Cruising the county, EDM on blast. A cop who lives life way too fast. Oh, Officer McDonald, wild and free, fast cars, bright lights, and a strange melody dancing through the chaos. Raving all night, raiding the evidence, chasing that high life. The evidence room's like his personal stash, bag of who knows what with the neon flash. He's the party cop with a badge in hand, breaking it down like a one-man band. Talking in circles, slurred but cool. In the fast lane, he makes his own rule. Ramsey's finest, or maybe the worst, but he gets to the rave before anyone else first. Oh, Officer McDonald, wild and free, fast cars, bright lights, and a strange melody. Chaos, raving all night, raiding the evidence, chasing that high life.
drive. Neon lights reflect off his badge. A cop on a mission with the dance floor itch to scratch. His Tahoe's bumping glow sticks on the dash, chasing beats harder than suspects in a flash.
Drop the bass and hands where I can see them. But also, where's the party?
Oh, Officer McDonald. Wild and free, fast cars, bright lights, and a strange melody dancing through the chaos. Raving all night, raiding the evidence, chasing that highlight. So if you see McDonald, better clear the lane. A melting face and a mind untamed. He's Ramsey's raver, the EDM night, living for speed and the strobe's bright light.
Officer McDonald. A legend so rare, the wildest cop with a neon glare.
Officer McDonald, wild and free, fast cars, bright lights, and a strange melody dancing through the chaos. Raving all night, raiding the evidence, chasing that highlight. Chasing that highlight.
Drop the bass and hands. Who watch him, Sir McDonald? Low and green,
E-main major, get Southern Rock.
In Fontana town, there's a lawman supreme. Fernando's the sheriff, living the dream. Behind the wheel of his Tahoe beast, a V14 Aurora mechanical feast. With 1470 horses under the hood, Fernando's on the scene faster than he should. Bad guys quake when they hear that sound, 'cause Fernando's Tahoe don't mess around. Oh, Fernando's fury fast as the light, burning through Fontana, keeping things right. With his German Shepherd riding shotgun tight, he's the sheriff of speed, the king of the night. When the call goes out, he's gone in a flash. From the station to the scene, a lightning dash. His dog's by his side, loyal and strong. Together they're justice where they belong. And when Fernando's heart skipped a beat, he said, don't worry, this ain't defeat. 30 minutes later, he was back on patrol. A heart of steel and an unbreakable soul. Oh, Fernando's fury fast as the light, burning through Fontana, keeping things right. With his German Shepherd riding shotgun tight, he's the sheriff of speed, the king of the night. He's a legend of the West with a need for speed, a Tahoe Titan on his trusty steed. Criminals scatter when they hear his name. Fernando's on the prowl, playing no games. Surgery's nothing, just a bump in his day. He's back in his Tahoe, leading the way. A heart rebuilt, a sheriff refined. Fernando's unstoppable, one of a kind. Oh, Fernando's fury fast as the light, burning through Fontana, keeping things right. With his German Shepherd riding shotgun tight, he's the sheriff of speed, the king of the night. So here's to Fernando, Fontana's pride, with his Tahoe roaring and his dog by his side. A heart of a lion, a soul built to last. Fernando's future is a racing fast. it's something to see. The Sheriff Fontana, wild and free.
Sheriff Mike. In Ramsey County, there's a man of renown, Thunder Sheriff Mike, the loudest in town. Rolling in his Tahoe with a look so stern. If you're out enjoying weather, he'll make you learn. He'll grab the loudspeaker, let his voice collide. Get back inside, echoes far and wide. With Hank Hill's silhouette, a flair for tales, he's chasing wildlife and mopeds that bail. Oh, Thunder Sheriff Mike, thunder in his veins. Tales of squirrels and critters driving him insane. From his Tahoe seat, he rules the ride, yelling, get back inside, like thunder outside. He's got a passion for mopeds, it's quite the sight. But every pursuit ends when they vanish in the night. Still Mike doesn't mind, he's got bigger dreams, like chasing squirrels or plotting outdoor schemes. His Tahoe hums like a beast in the wild. With Mike at the wheel, you'd think he's riled, but deep down inside, he's a legend of flair. With Hank Hill's physique and a wildlife stare. Oh, Thunder Sheriff Mike, thunder in his veins. Tales of squirrels and critters driving him insane. From his Tahoe seat, he rules the ride, yelling, get back inside, like thunder outside. He's got stories to tell about raccoons in a fight and possums that spooked him late one night. The man's a force, a storm in the law, but mopeds escape him, he's left in awe. Yet Ramsey loves him, this sheriff with flair. His booming commands fill in the air. He's a thunderous icon, the county's pride. Even if he yells, get back inside. Oh, Thunder Sheriff Mike, thunder in his veins. Tales of squirrels and critters driving him insane. From his Tahoe seat, he rules the ride, yelling, get back inside, like thunder outside. So if you see Mike cruising your way, and you're out enjoying a sunny day, better step inside or risk his mic, 'cause Thunder Sheriff Mike is the law tonight. Oh, Thunder Sheriff Mike, we all comply. When he roars, get back inside. Bob Fletcher's rolling in a shiny new ride, a dual turbo Explorer with horsepower to glide. 500 ponies under that hood, but Bob's behind the wheel, this ain't gonna be good. His sirens scream, his tires squeal, but the man can't drive, let's just be real. Every chase ends in shame and defeat, because Bob's the king of a self-made retreat. Oh, Bob Fletcher, slow it down, you can't corner fast, you're a danger to the town. Patrick screaming clear right, but you don't hear. Using him as
an airbag when you don't steer. Turbo power but no control. Bob Fletcher's driving's out of control. It takes 27 turns to park the beast. By then the bad guys are long deceased. His U-turns wobble like a drunken kite, and every intersection is a scene of fright. Patrick's white-knuckled, clinging to the dash, praying he survives without a crash. Clear right, he shouts, his voice full of despair, but when he's too slow, Bob flings him through the air. Oh, Bob Fletcher, slow it down. You can't corner fast, you're a danger to the town. Patrick's screaming clear right, but you don't hear. Using him as an airbag when you don't steer. Turbo power but no control. Bob Fletcher's driving's out of control. Every high-speed chase turns into a loss as Bob's mighty turbo gets shown who's boss. The bad guys laugh, they can't believe their eyes. Bob's stuck in reverse as a suspect flies by. Oh, now the Ford Explorer's a legend in town, but not for the reasons Bob had laid down. It's fast and it's loud, a real work of art, but in Bob's hands it's a disaster to start. Patrick's filing for hazard pay. He's tired of being a crash cliche. The moral here, don't give Bob the keys or you'll end up stuck in the shrubs or some trees. Oh, Bob Fletcher, slow it down. You can't corner fast, you're a danger to the town. Patrick's screaming clear right, but you don't hear. Using him as an airbag when you don't steer. Turbo power but no control. Bob Fletcher's driving's out of control. So if you see Bob rolling, get out of the way, 'cause that turbocharged terror is ruining your day. Bob Fletcher's legend will forever live, not for his skills, but for the scores he gives. Streets, a black outlander rolls with silent beats. Abney's on the prowl, no lights, no sound. Hunting stolen rides that can't be found. Sheriff Bob's on the radio, loud and clear. Abney's out there, let's give a cheer. With eagle eyes and a ninja's grace, Abney tracks them down at a breakneck pace. He's the Somalian ninja, sleek and sly, spotting stolen cars with his eagle eye. In the dead of night, you won't see him pass, but when Abney's on the case, you won't outlast. Oh, the Somalian ninja, master of the streets, making Ramsey County's patrol complete. His outlander's black, blending into the scene, a ghost in the shadows, slick and clean. He scopes out tags, checks spins with these, while Bob cheers him on. Man, you're a breeze. Abney's got skill, the whole town knows. Bad guys freeze up when his legend grows. Hey, isn't that Abney? They whisper in fear. The Somalian ninja's always near. He's the Somalian ninja, sleek and sly, spotting stolen cars with his eagle eye. In the dead of night, you won't see him pass, but when Abney's on the case, you won't outlast. Oh, the Somalian ninja, master of the streets, making Ramsey County's patrol complete. Doesn't need flashing lights or a chase, just cool calculation and a poker face. From alleys to lots, every stolen prize, Abney finds them all, it's no surprise. Sheriff Bob's grinning, proud as can be. This ninja's got moves you've gotta see. A legend in the making, swift as the breeze. Abney's the hero Ramsey needs. He's the Somalian ninja, sleek and sly, spotting stolen cars with his eagle eye. In the dead of night, you won't see him pass, but when
the case you won't outlast. So the Somalian ninja, master of the street, making Ramsey County's patrol complete. So here's to Abdi, the ninja supreme, living his life in a lawman's dream with his outlander rolling and his instincts tight. Abdi's out there keeping Ramsey right. Oh, the Somalian ninja, he's got the flair, finding stolen cars like they're hanging in the air. Ramsey's pride, the sheriff's delight. Abdi's the legend of the dark hidden night.
There's a man named Patrick Scott, he rides shotgun all the time, with Sheriff Bob behind the wheel, cruising down the thin blue line. In Ramsey County, they're the stars on live on patrol each week. Pat reads the shout-outs loud and proud for the backseaters who speak. Oh, Deputy Pat, with your shout-out stack, reading love and birthdays, keeping folks on track. From boomers to couples, 50 years strong and stout, the backseaters cheer, don't leave our names out. Happy 85th to Boomer Joe, he's still kicking it like a pro. And to Alice and Sam, married 60 years, don't you know? Here's to Edna's cat who turned 22, and old Bill who danced when he got his new shoe. But if Pat's a little late, oh, the Facebook fires ignite. Where's my shout out? They demand, Pat, get it right. 'Cause without those names and dates, the gift cards don't roll in, and Sheriff Bob can't spread the cheer, and that would be a sin. Oh, Deputy Pat, with your shout-out stack, reading love and birthdays, keeping folks on track. From boomers to couples, 50 years strong and stout, the backseaters cheer, don't leave our names out. Here's to the Peterson twins, they just turned 94, and to Doris and Earl who've been married and more. We see you, Big Steve, with your new bowling ball. Shout out to Marge for baking pies for us all. So here's to Deputy Patrick, the voice we love to hear, riding with Bob through the Ramsey County sphere. Keep those shout-outs coming, Pat, you're the star of the show. Oh, the backseaters are listening wherever you go. Deputy Pat, with your shout-out stack, reading love and birthdays, keeping folks on track. From boomers to couples, 50 years strong and stout, you're the heart of Live on Patrol, there's no doubt.
Sheriff Bob Fletcher in his Durango bright, patrolling the foundry on a chilly night. Rev Daryl Spence rode shotgun that round while the lot lay quiet, no trouble to be found. But from the shadow stepped the nephew bold, with words sharp as winter and a heart untold. Sheriff Bob, you're crooked, it's plain to see. Crooked as scoliosis, a mockery of the key. Crooked as scoliosis, bent out of shape. Justice in your hands is a cruel escape. The Rev's laugh hides what he can't confess, 'cause deep down he knows his nephew's right, no less. The Rev's chuckle echoed his grin wide and thin, hiding the truth he'd buried within. He needed the job, Bob signed his pay, but the weight of the truth grew heavier that day. Now nephew, Bob said with a smirk and a sneer, you've got quite the nerve to bring that here. But the nephew stood firm, his gaze didn't stray. The people deserve better, not games that you play. Crooked as scoliosis, bent out of shape. Justice in your hands is a cruel escape. The Rev's laugh hides what he can't confess, 'cause deep down he knows his nephew's right, no less. The Rev's heart sank, though his laughter stayed loud. He glanced out the window, away from the crowd. For every patrol and every false grin, he'd seen the cracks where the lies begin. The nephew's words hit like a drum beat true, shaking the Rev in a way long overdue. But Bob just shrugged and started to drive, leaving truth behind as the lies survived. Shape. Justice in your hands is a cruel escape. The Rev's laugh hides what he can't confess, 'cause deep down he knows his nephew's right, no less. The Durango rolled on through the night's cold embrace. The nephew's voice lingered, refusing to erase. The Rev stayed silent, his paycheck in mind, but the truth sat heavy, justice left behind. Crooked as scoliosis, bent out of shape. Justice in your hands is a cruel escape. The Rev's laugh hides what he can't confess, 'cause deep down he knows his nephew's right, no less.
Was a wild Friday night down at the Foundry Bar. Sheriff Bob and Pat cruised in their patrol car. The Durango rolled smooth, just a quiet little pass. But what happened next? Well, it sure raised a laugh. A group of tipsy ladies came stumbling through, their eyes on Patrick with mischief to do. Hey there, officer, want some pussy tonight? Patrick just chuckled, trying to keep it light. Oh, the Foundry lot, where the stories get strange. Drunken confessions and behavior deranged. Sheriff Bob said, Pat, it's time to go before you get caught in their pussy show. One lady slurred like she was raising a toast. When Pat didn't answer, they upped the game. Do that dick still work? They loudly proclaimed. One reached for Pat, but Bob hit the gas. Let's leave this party before things get crass. Pat, she this goes to your head. Oh, the Foundry lot, where the stories get strange. Drunken confessions and behavior deranged. Sheriff Bob said, Pat, it's time to go before you get caught in their pussy show. As they drove away, Bob sniffed the air. There's an aroma and I ain't staying there. Patrick just laughed, shaking his head. The things we see, Bob, I'll never forget. As they drove away, Bob sniffed the air. There's an aroma and I ain't staying there. Patrick just laughed, shaking his head. The things we see, Bob, I'll never forget.
Yeah, Ramsey County's finest in the house. Sheriff Bob Fletcher, Deputy Pat Scott, no doubt. They're live on patrol, spreading peace, keep it real. But the streets got feelings and
On the police, LTP on the beat. Bob and Pat rolling through every street. When they scream F12, Bob's quick with a tease. Hating Aaron Rodgers, now that's cheese.
rolling through the county, we just trying to connect, protect and serve. Yo, give us some respect. F12, they shout. I'm like, hold up, wait. Is this about the Packers? I can relate, they throwing shade heavy, but I keep my cool. I'm a sheriff, not a tyrant, I ain't here to rule. Got a badge on my chest, but I'm human too. Trying to bridge that gap, show what love can do.
Love the police, LTP on the beat. Bob and Pat rolling through every street. When they scream F12, Bob's quick with a tease. Hating Aaron Rodgers, now that's cheese.
They holla FTP like it's the anthem of the day, but I hit back with love. LTP's what I say. Pat Scott in the squad, spreading good vibes around. Even when the hate's strong, I stand my ground. Yo, we on your side, but they don't wanna hear. Slinging F-bombs like bullets, but I'm still here. I'm dodging the anger, diffusing the scene. On live on patrol, trying to keep it serene.
They don't get it, no, they cuss and they glare. But Bob cracks a joke just to clear the air. F12,
alright, cool, that's Rodgers,
I bet. They roll their eyes, but we ain't done yet. Spreading love is a choice, even when it's tough. LTP, y'all gotta call their bluff. Love the police, LTP on the beat. Bob and Pat rolling through every street. When they scream F12, Bob's quick with a tease. Hating Aaron Rodgers, now that's cheese.
I'm here for my county, for my people, for my crew. Even when you cuss me out, I still care for you. Gotta show another way, give them hope in the fight. I'm the sheriff with a smile, bringing calm to the night.
And I'm the deputy with love in my heart. Even when they're screaming hate, I'm playing my part. Peace over conflict, it's the motto we preach. But sometimes the lesson feels just out of reach. So love the police, LTP's the refrain. Bob and Pat, spreading love through the pain. Live on patrol, it's a wild, wild ride. But we'll keep showing love, we're on the people's side. Love of the police, LTP on the beat. Bob and Pat rolling through every street. When they scream